Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to introduce today's speaker, Kris Kovalik. Kris lives with her husband, Robert, in the western suburbs of Minneapolis. She has 3 boys that have recently flown the coop. So she says that she's going a little stir crazy. Kris has been in the real estate industry since 2010 and spends her spare time teaching real estate and cardio fitness classes. The title of her talk today is The Power of Deciding. Please join me in welcoming our speaker today, Kris Kovalik.
Thank you so much, Mark. There is a single mental move you can make that will solve some of your most difficult problems. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation in your life, and it could literally propel you to incredible success. The name of this magic mental activity is called decision. Think of how many decisions we make each day. What time to get up, what to wear, what to eat, what route to take to work, what mood we're going to be in, what we are going to accomplish that day, what brand of cereal, toothpaste, milk, socks to buy. And those are the easy decisions. Think about the larger ones. Should I get married? Should it be to this guy? Do I want to have kids? What do I want to do with my career? How should I invest my money? How can I retire early? And every one of these decisions is being influenced by friends, family, social media, TV, radio, etc. You would think such an important skill as decision-making would be taught in every school, be the focus of every parent raising a child, and be number 1 on a business's training schedule. Alas, it is not. While thinking about this topic over the last few months, I visited my own path, winding my way to discovering my power of decision. As a child, my parents were not the greatest teachers of decision making. Now, don't get me wrong, I adore my parents, but this was not high on the priority list of valuable life lessons. In high school, my mom decided I was going to try out for cheerleading. I really had no interest. She said, just try it. She had been a cheerleader. Now, due to my incredible enthusiasm, it was really stage fright, coordination and dance ability, I made the squad. Now, because I hadn't decided I wanted to be a cheerleader, I had a very lackluster approach to it. And instead of mastering it and really cheering on my team, it was just a new way to hang out with my friends. Now, I was also blessed with the ability to do well in school without really trying. I had always gotten good grades, not really because I worked for them, but because word had spread that I was an above average student, and my teachers just went with it. I think if I had had a teacher that actually pushed me to achieve academic excellence, my life's path would have been very different, as it would have been my decision to be a stellar student. When it came to college, it was just assumed I would be attending. And because of my excellent grades, it was also assumed I would go into pre-med and be a doctor. No one at the time asked me what I actually wanted to do with my life. And had they asked if I wanted to be a doctor, I would have reminded them that I pass out at the sight of blood. But no one asked, so on to pre-med I went. As you can imagine, college was a disaster. I lasted exactly 2 years. So on I went to find a job, and having no real skills except the ability to type fast, into the secretarial pool I dove. I hopped from job to job for a while, advancing because I had the ability to learn new software and processes quickly, and ended up eventually as a consultant for the mega firm Accenture. Now, was this something I decided to do? Absolutely not. I wandered in aimlessly, figuring, what the heck, it's a nice paycheck. The first time I remember deciding to really go for something I wanted was when I was 36. 36. My mom had invited me to a group fitness class, and I instantly fell in love. The moves were dynamic. The instructor was so high energy and motivating. I decided I needed to be on that stage. So what was standing in my way? Just an overwhelming fear of speaking in public. Now I had decided I was going to strap a microphone on my head and spend an hour talking to perfect strangers while keeping my heart rate in the top cardio zone. I was terrified, but I had made the decision this was something I wanted to do. So I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. And I would venture to say, I have never worked as hard for anything in my life. I had to flawlessly demonstrate 8 routines in front of 6 seasoned instructors. So when the day of tryouts arrived, was it actually terrifying? Absolutely. I shook my way through the entire audition. Was it one of the best things I've ever done? Well, I'm co-owner of a studio. I'm still teaching and choreographing today, almost 20 years later. Let's look at the word decide. It comes from the Latin decidere, which means to cut off. So when you are deciding, you are cutting off all other options. Think about how powerful that is. And here's the cardinal principle of deciding. Decide right where you are with whatever you've got. This is why most people never master the art of deciding. They permit their current situation or resources to dictate if or when a decision can be made. I had a friend last year who was a part-time waitress. Her boyfriend was a part-time chef. They decided they wanted to buy a house. They had no money to put down, and neither of them worked full-time. But they decided. They cut off all other options. And 2 months after starting our home search, with just $1,000 down, they moved into their new home. There is the power of decision. When you decide to do something, truly cut off all other options, you will find all the people, all the resources, all the ideas you need will show up every time. The universe responds to directness and energy. Say you make the firm decision, I am going to own a brand new Tesla Model X by January of 2023. That is all that is needed for the universe to get to work. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't just sit on your couch, keep doing the things you were doing before, and expect a Tesla Model X to manifest itself before your eyes. But when you decide and start taking action towards your goal, start saving a little each week towards your down payment, test drive that beautiful Tesla, cut out pictures of your new car, visualize yourself behind the wheel. Don't underestimate the power of visualization. Your brain doesn't know the difference between visualizing and reality. Tell everyone you know about the great new car you are going to get. The more clear you are in your decision, the more the universe will work to get it to you by your desired timeline. When I look at the world today, most people are approaching their decisions with ambivalence. We live in a world where everyone gets a trophy. Customer service has become a rarity. And when people fail, the common response is, well, it wasn't my fault. I tried, on to the next. We seem to always have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. We even let our moods be decided by things such as weather, traffic, other people. I want you to think about truly deciding to do something. Let's say you want to lose weight. If you have really decided, what actions might you take? You might start keeping track of all the calories you eat. You might start walking for 30 extra minutes a day. You might buy that new outfit in the smaller size that you will be when you reach your goal. And when someone offers you that extra large piece of chocolate cake you hadn't planned for, your decision will be clear. What about that new job you would love to have? What actions would you take if you decide you are going to have that job? Start doing research about the company. Talk to the people making the hiring decisions and find out what you need to do to get that job. Take other employees of the company out to lunch and put word out there that you would love nothing more than to work at this company. Find out what they value and let them know what you will bring to the table. If you decide this is your job, be firm in your resolve and the universe will conspire to make it happen. What if you fail? Does that make you a failure? Absolutely not. Only quitting makes you a failure, and quitting is a decision. Keep Thomas Edison in mind, who failed 1,000 times to create the light bulb. But look what attempt number 1001 did for the world. As a society, we need to improve our decision-making skills. In raising my 3 boys, I have tried to teach them this power of decision. When they decided to try out for sports, I would ask them, is this something you really want to do? If they answered yes, I would then ask, what can you do to stand out in this sport? What skills could you work on to help you play better? I never told them what to do. I would ask. I wanted the decision to be theirs. This turned out to be a brilliant tactic, as all 3 of them would practice and practice their sport, and not one of them ever quit the team or gave less than their all. They are young men now, and I am so proud of their decision-making ability. My oldest son made the decision that college was not for him. He is working with mentally handicapped adults and loves it. And because he also loves the outdoors, he is exploring how to share his love of the outdoors with the people he works with. He is loving his job and couldn't be happier. My twins did decide to go to college, and both are thriving on the dean's list after their first year. The only thing I asked them as their senior year of high school approached is, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? What are you passionate about? What do you see yourself doing in the future? I encouraged them to think about it over the several months before their senior year. One decided he loves sales and inventing. He was my first kid to have a lemonade stand. He was my only kid to fill balloons with sand and sell them to his friends as stress balls. He is studying business and entrepreneurship. My other son built his first computer at age 9. He is studying computer science. I can't wait to just see what they decide to do. As for me, I'm still working on my power of decision. But last year, when I decided I wanted my new car to be an Audi Q5, I started test driving them. I put pictures up of the car I wanted. I started stashing away money for my down payment. I told everyone and anyone who would listen about the new car I was going to have. And last July, I walked into that Audi dealer and walked out with a beautiful white Audi Q5. Do I love driving it? Best decision ever.